Welcome back, dear viewers, to season's broadcast of SRAs. Another season. So far, we're gonna, open the books to another fresh page and start a new story. That story begins, of course, with the first race of the calendar, Indianapolis.
Looks like he lines up a move. Oh, this is good tight racing right here.
Inside or outside, what's gonna happen?
As turn 7 into the grass, heavy booping the snoot on the barrier.
Oh, side by side.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're off and away for SRA.
Hello, SRA Nation, and welcome back. We are back for the last little bit of Season 18. We had our first 5 races. We did them. We took a little bit of a break, but we are back to complete the chaos. My name is Trey Morgan, and I am joined by my literal brother in crime, Mac. So, Mac, how are you doing here tonight?
I'm doing all right. Been a while since I've been in the commentary booth, but I tell you what, I'm excited. This is a great track that I really do I do enjoy it. As much as I say I don't, I do enjoy this track. I think it generates some really good race scenarios, not just racing, but just scenarios. So really looking forward to tonight, seeing how these drivers shape out in the race.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, we've been on a little bit of a break. We did our first 5 races. Last race was at Donington Park a couple weeks ago, and Donington Park had a lot of chaos, partially due to chaos like wrecks, but also due to the general finishing order, because we had a lot of different people up in the front that we maybe didn't expect, mainly Mike Farrow and Christian Dirksen. We'll have to see where they do here tonight, but we're going to go ahead and talk about COTA here. Mac, since you hate this track, why don't you go ahead and walk us through the lap?
Okay, so Coda starts with one of the most iconic track corners in, I'd say, the United States, which is Coda Turn 1. It is a steeply uphill corner where you are at one of the fastest speeds you're going to get to on this track, and you're hard braking because it is the tightest corner on the track, I believe. Don't quote me on that. 15 and 11 might have it beat. I'm not sure, but it's a really, really slow corner. You're coming in really fast, and of course, it's turn 1. This is where incidents are going to happen on lap 1. I can almost guarantee it. Not that I want it to happen, but it's going to happen nonetheless. It's a really deceptively difficult corner as you're approaching it. The apex, like you can't see the apex as you're approaching due to the way that it's cut in as you approach the apex, and so you can't see it. So it can be really hard for drivers to maximize out of that corner. But if you can, you save a lot of time as you're heading into the S's, which are, I would say, the most iconic part of the track. Turn 1's iconic. The S's, I think, are more iconic. The S's are an extremely difficult, fast section of, hold on, let me count, a lot of corners. I think that's 6 corners total in the S's, 6 or 7. My
gosh, how could you? Anywho, continue.
Yeah, and one of the things about ACC is that the track limits on the S's are different to how they are in every other track in the game. Most tracks in the game, as long as you have 2 tires on the track surface, you're good, and the curbs count as track surface. Here at Coda, the curbs do not count as track surface, which can really throw drivers off. So expect to see a lot of cuts, and especially drive-throughs through those S's. As you exit the S's into Sector 2, you get another a straight section that leads into Turn 11, another super tight corner, very similar to Turn 1, except it's downhill instead of uphill. This corner, it's also probably going to be some incidents there. If we manage to stay clean in Turn 1, we aren't out of the clear yet. Turn 11, big mess zone. I've personally had experience on both ends of incidents at Turn 11, both myself missing braking point and destroying somebody, and somebody else missing their braking point and destroying me. It's a really easy thing to do because the exit is super important for that super long back straight. Very long back straight, longest straight on the track. You get up to really high speeds heading to Turn 12, which is one of the best overtaking points on the circuit. Turn 11 and Turn 1 can be used for overtaking, but due to the length of the Sector 2 straight, Turn 12 is the best spot because if you can get slipstream, you can get alongside and you can make that pass happen. But you're not going to be done at 12 because 13, 14, and 15 are really technical, slow corners. It's a technical, slow section, and it's really hard to make a move at 12 stick because of that. You have to, if you don't get it done by the end of 12, you're going to have to go side by side through this slow section. You're going to lose time regardless of whether or not you manage to get the place in the end. Then that leaves us to the carousel, as I don't know if that's the official name for it, but that's what I call it. Turns 16, 17, and 18. Really, really long right-hand corner, and it starts a little, it starts tighter, gets a little wider, but it never really opens up, and you're not able to go flat through it in most cars. I'm not sure. There might be some cars you can. I've not driven enough cars to know that, but I know I can't take it flat. And it's a difficult corner. You can definitely see people making mistakes, going offline, losing time, which can sometimes lead to opportunistic overtakes into Turn 19. Or if they don't decide to do that, which it's not always the best idea to go for a move in 19, they can try to, drivers behind can try to force their opponent to be slow through 19 and set up a pass into Turn 20, which, despite not having a long straight before, is a really good overtaking point right at the end of the lap. But you also got to be careful there because the pit entry is right before 20, and if somebody tries to dive into the pits while you're trying to overtake them, that could cause an incident, so might be a spot to look out for.
Yeah, there's a
lot
of
And then back on the front straight. Then you're back on the front straight, heading back to Turn 1 all over again. Absolutely great track, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a very much love-hate relationship between whether you like it or you hate it in the SRA community. I also really love it. The track limits specifically through the S's, which I consider to be from turn 3 all the way to turn 10, are very, very annoying for a lot of reasons, but that's probably where the most time is going to be gained by our, that'll separate the good drivers from the great drivers here tonight. And like Mac was saying, action spots are going to be turn 1, turn 11, turn 12, and then turns 19 and 20. So it should be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of chaos with drive-through penalties, but we will deal with that later. First, we're going to look at our driver standings. So in gold, Chandler James is still leading after a unfortunate performance last week. He did bad in qualifying, did bad in the race, and eventually DNF'd, very understandably so. But he is still in the lead, but all of his margin is gone now. So he doesn't have any drop points. Same for Mark Kazuba. Mark is about 50 points back, but doesn't have any margin for error anymore. So it's really all probably going to come down to who has the worst overall result. Because if either of these drivers DNF, it gives the other driver a really good chance to win. Now, obviously, Chandler James has more buffer than Mark Kazuba, but, you know, Jeremy Yarin, a possible third entry to that list. He's the only one within 1 win of total points. And if I look at the standings, he's the only one out of the 3 with drop points. Now, it's only 17 drop points, so it's not very much, but it still could affect the race. Looking to finish our top 5, we have Juicy Jake and R.D. Thompson. And then looking to silver, Steven Sarver doing a very nice job last week. I don't remember where he finished, P8 overall, but very good job there. Only 10 points behind him, though, Peter Jacob. And then only another 10 points back from there is Darren Robichaux. So we have a lot of drivers in the silver who are looking to make that next leap forward. And I think that tonight is going to be a really good chance for them, especially with all the drive-through penalties and track cut penalties that we're probably going to have. Mac, I know that you don't know too many of the drivers up here, but hopefully you've looked at the hot stint leaderboards and hot lap leaderboards. Is there anyone that you think is going to do surprisingly well here today?
I don't know if there's anybody I think are going to do surprisingly well, but there are a couple names I personally am going to be keeping an eye on. First of all, we have the driver he mentioned was third in standings, Jeremy Yarin. He is topping the leaderboards for hot lap times at this track, and of course, third in the standings. That's a winning combo right there. We could really see him do really well this race potentially, possibly try to take a chunk out of that lead that those other 2 drivers have. Another one I want to look at is I would say last week's winner, but it was 2 weeks ago. Our winner, Mike Farrow, who if I recall correctly, won. And I got to double check that real quick. I don't want to look.
I checked. He won.
Okay, good. I was like, I'm pretty sure he did, but anyways, he's my fantasy driver. I remember looking at that. But he is second in the hot lap leaderboards, and you know, coming off the back of a win, you know, we could see another win for Mike Farrow, you know, go back to back with it, especially if he's got the pace. And according to the hot lap leaderboard, he absolutely does. It could be something where maybe the first half of the season, you know, something wasn't clicking with his car for whatever reason, and now he's like, oh wait, got it.
Yeah.
Now off to the races, to the wins.
Yeah, you mentioned that he did really good. He is second in the hot lap leaderboards. He is first in the hot stint leaderboard, which is your fastest 5-lap stint in a row. And he leads that by over 0.6, almost 0.7 of a second. I just, oh my gosh, I just did now. Everyone make the hand motion. Anywho,
everyone do it.
But yeah, so yeah, Mike Farrow, like you're saying, a really good chance. Both Yarn brothers are going to do really good here today, and they really need those points for the team championship. We can see up here that they are only 30 points behind Rum Runners Racing, between Sean Paul and Chandler James, and then obviously the Yarn brothers, like I was saying, in Midgar Motorsports in P2. P3 and P4 and P5 really are all really close together. That's MCAS Nasty Racing, or MCAS Nasty with Aiden Springer and Mark Kazuba. And then Dark Slide with Cliff Hemian and Juicy Jake. And then P5, we have a Polish team of Jaroslav Kowal and Cezary Penkovic. So, looking really good. And then all silver. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Steven Music is not silver. P6 has also been looking fairly good here in the back half of the group. But I still think that as long as nothing crazy happens and we don't have a whole bunch of DNFs at the end of the season, I think it's really between P1 and P2 here for the driver standings, or for the team standings.
Yeah, I think you're right there. As you mentioned, that's what, nearly 150 points. Unless they get a one, unless Springer and Kazuba manage to get a 1-2, that gap's not closing. I don't think. Possible, but yeah.
Yeah, Kazuba
It's
definitely has a
unlikely.
chance for a 1. I think it's more on Aiden Springer to see if he can take that next step here in the last 3 races of the season. But I believe qualifying has started for our drivers, so let's go ahead and move over there. All right, not quite qualifying yet, but we are close. And for some reason, my things aren't showing up.
Were you running Pip 2 weeks ago?
No, I was not. There we go. Okay, now it's working. All right, so we have a lot of drivers here who are just getting ready, and qualifying has just started for our silver drivers, and I believe that is Steven Sarver who's going to be going out first. It is. So this is our silver leader so far. Right behind him, I believe that is... Let's see, who is that? I need to go down. Sergio Lindo, yeah, with that Lakers livery. I don't know how he feels about the current NBA standings, though, with the Spurs and Knicks. I would ask you how you feel about that, Mac, but you don't follow the NBA, so I won't.
I haven't a clue. I think I can name 2 NBA teams, and that's it.
All right, I want to hear them. What are your 2 NBA teams?
Chicago Bulls and Lakers, and I don't know where the Lakers are from.
Los Angeles. I think. Yeah.
I thought
They're from somewhere over there.
there also might be a team. Is there? There's something that, like, their logo is the Golden Gate Bridge, and I don't know what the name of the team is.
The Golden State Warriors. Also, you're missing one very big one. That's not even 2 hours away from us.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know.
The Pacers.
I don't know. Oh, wait.
They went to the
They're NBA.
Yeah. What did you think they were? All right, we're gonna
I thought it was a college team.
We're gonna nix that. And we're gonna watch Steven Sarver here as he continues on his outlap. But no, they're NBA. Yeah. So anyway, Steven Sarver.
I think that among the silver drivers, Sarver is definitely one of the ones to look out for. Of the silver drivers, he is 2nd in the standings and 7th overall in Division 3. So definitely somebody we want to keep an eye on. Another person I think we should be keeping an eye on for silver is Darren Robichaud.
Robichaud.
Robichaud? Okay.
Robichaud.
Robichaud.
I've been made fun of enough for that name. I don't need you to as well. But yeah, Darren Robichaud currently should be shown on screen. No, not really. Well, spread the hate. But yeah, he's about not even a 10th really up on Steven Sarver's PB in the practice leaderboards. So it's going to be really interesting.
It's only 200ths.
Yeah, so very close together. So it'll be interesting to see who's able to nix the other from that silver pole position. But right now, Steven Sarver is here and ready to go on his first lap. So we're going to go... Nope, not that one. This one, interior cam. We're going up big red here into turn 1. And it's a really heavy braking zone, but you're able to brake a lot later than you would expect due to the fact that you're going straight up a hill. But it's very hard to do, as I hope you're able to hear all of that tire squeal as he's going through the corner. Now through turn 2 to start the S's section. And then this is the S's that we're talking about. You really have to be careful. Depending on the apex corner that you're talking about, you really can't put your inside tires on, or your outside tires, sorry, on the curbing. So if it's a right-hander, your left-hand tires need to be off the curbing.
Yeah. And again, that's different to just about every other track in ACC. I think there are a couple sections of track that have similar on other circuits, but like as far as a widespread thing, this is the only track in ACC that has such a large section like that. And it can be really off-putting for drivers. I know that last time I raced here, I was doing really well right up until I got a drive-through for cutting in the S's. And I definitely think that we're going to see that happen here as well.
Yeah, this is another corner where it's really weird. So you would think that you want to open up the corner a lot, and for tracks like Austria, you don't have Australia in this game, you would want to put your all of your tires essentially either on or outside of that curbing, but you can't do that here. If you touch your inside wheels to that outside curbing, you will invalidate your lap immediately. There's no warning whatsoever, so it's going to be really interesting for our drivers to see how they try and manage that over a race stint. And right now, Steven Sarver coming through the last couple corners there, not taking as much curbing as you can through that second to last corner. It's a really weird turn 19, which is the second to last corner. We're gonna go as to the outside camera now. That second to last corner, you can cut almost in the entirety of the corner. It's really weird. As Steven Sarver goes provisional pole with a 208.9.
208.9. That is, that's not too great.
Yeah, we saw him having...
I wonder if, like, track conditions are a little different to what it was in the practice server, if...
Well, they are a little lower, I think, and we are only on a fast track, and around here, that especially does matter.
There goes Koval.
Yeah.
Yaroslav Koval, right? I'm saying that right?
Yaroslav Koval.
Yaroslav Koval, okay.
He's Polish. You should be able to announce Polish names. But yes, Yaroslav Koval going to the top by about 0.3 of a second, not by much. The personal best for Robichaux was a 207 flat, so we definitely still have a lot of time to find for these drivers, but the difference between the fast track and the optimal track is a lot bigger here at COTA than you might imagine, as Chris Reaper goes pole with a 207.8.
I don't think it's really that hard to imagine because, I mean, most of the track you're going through these high-speed S's. I mean, that's a solid half the track the S's are. Almost, more like a third. But point is, like, it's a solid chunk of the track, and that entire time is your timing through there is dictated not only by the line you take, but how much grip you're able to pull. And this is something that will be interesting about COTA is due to this, if I recall correctly, it has pretty decent tire wear. And so I'm certainly looking forward to, when we get to the race, looking at how pit strategy turns out, because it is simultaneously so important to have good tires, but so hard to keep good tires.
Yeah, it's really one of those tracks that really kind of acts like a cheese grater to those wheels, essentially. But right now, really big improvements from a couple drivers. Chris Reaper is on track to improve a little bit, but I'm going to instead go back to Brad Bertram. He's up. He's a second, or his last lap was a second off the best time, but he's already improving by about 1.25 seconds. So it's all really going to depend on how he goes through, as Chris Reaper has a yellow flag. I believe I'm going to guess that he bunny hopped that inside curve there. We're going to watch this. Yes, he did. He bunny hopped. Not what you want to see. So he has gone back to the pits. I'm assuming he's going to come back out because we do still have about 13 minutes, but it's going to be close. He has to go out now, essentially, if he wants another lap. Meanwhile, Brad Bertram comes across the line to not quite take provisional P1, but he's really close, about a 10th off. Speaking of not too far off, Steven Sarver, he's 1.4 seconds up on his lap through, not even through
now.
Sector 2. Yes, and he loses a little bit there on the exit time, but super fast through Sector 1 and the beginning of Sector 2. But now it's all going to come down to Sector 3.
He's got 2 tenths to spare.
Yeah, he does.
You know, heading into Sector 3, he's got 2 tenths to spare. He can lose a full 2 tenths and still be fine.
I don't want to jinx him. Don't talk about losing time intentionally, please. I've caused too many issues this season with that.
Well, good news. I'm not you, so I think it'll be fine. I do think that's one of the things that we're going to see. Of course, with this being Division 3, right, we are in the lower half of the division numbers. And so one thing that'll be interesting here is with those S's being the way they are, with drivers being nervous to invalidate their laps so early on, because then it's a real long drive of shame when you invalidate the S's. You know, you got to make your way all the way around the track again. So, you know, I think we're definitely seeing drivers, those slow times might have been banker laps where they were being cautious, and now they've got those in and they're laying it down as Sarver goes to provisional pole.
At 2:07.6, he still has more time to gain compared to his personal best, but this being a fast track, I don't know if the track will ever reach the point where he could get to that personal best, at least not in the silver qualifying. As a reminder, our silver qualifiers go from 20:30 to 10:30.
Let's take a look at Koval. A second up, coming to the line right now on the exit. Loses a little bit of time on the exit. Will it be enough? Oh my goodness.
Very close.
I should have told you to cut to him. He lost it in the final corner. Should have told you to cut to him.
All right, we can blame you, Mac. But yeah, another driver really improving a lot, Chris Mack. He's coming through the last corner now. He's going to gain a little bit of time here through the final corner. He's not going to improve to pole, but he will improve to P4. With not that much time difference to Chris Reaper, so he should be able to find that extra time to get an improvement. Unfortunately, Steven Sarver down on his time right now. Yaroslav Koval also down on his time, but we still have a lot of track to go. The biggest improver right now is Sasha Dickhaus, sitting here in P7 provisionally. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Asterix is improving a lot more with about 9/10 to go. I think the most shocking... Oh, Brad Bertram, yellow flag. I believe he may have invalidated his lap, but let's go ahead and see what happened here. Oh, yeah, so he probably invalidated it there on that inside curbing.
Actually, no, I think what happened was he took a little bit too much speed. He saw a little bit of a wiggle there. I think he just lost rear end for a moment. While he caught it, there was no way he was going to make that corner without going wide, which would, of course, invalidate his lap. So he's like, oh, well, okay. And I just decided to pull over.
Meanwhile, Steven Sarver not improving on his time, so he's going to practice his pit entry. Very good job there. Yaroslav Koval only has a few more corners to go before he finishes his lap. Or sorry, he's
I do think you might want to look at its asterisk again. Over a second improvement. If they get a good exit, which they don't manage to get the best exit, but pretty decent exit, will take them up to P4.
However,
massive improvement.
Chris Mack, I want to point out, Darren Robichaux having a yellow flag moment pulling off, as well as Asterix, but Chris Mack here is up enough for pole at the moment. It's all going to depend on this last set of corners here. He was up by a lot more, but
he's
not enough
right
so
there.
far.
It's right on the edge.
2 more corners to go. He takes enough curbing there on the inside. He's gaining about a 10th here in between turns 19 and 20. It's all if he can hold it through here. Gains time through the apex. Loses a little bit on exit, but it doesn't matter. He's going to go pole by 2 tenths. 2 minutes 7.4 for provisional pole. Very nice job there. Also, I would like to point out Dario Ferrer, our winner from last week. I think it was Ferrer. No, it's Farrow. My apologies.
Farrow, yeah, gold driver.
All right, never mind. Still, Farrow, he was up by a lot. Unfortunately, I think he lost it. But yeah, so that is your provisional silver pole sitter with Chris Mack, then Steven Sarver, and then Yaroslav Koval. And then just to round it out, Chris Reaper, we have 4 Porsches in the top 3 for silver. So will that hold for our gold drivers? That'll be interesting to see. Now, who is on first? It's car 186, and that is Mark Kazuba, our current P2 sitter. The track is still in the fast condition, which is a little surprising to me. It might just be a little cold, I'm not entirely sure, but it's all on Kazuba right now. All the pressure is on him, I believe. Chandler James obviously not having a good result last week, and just to look at the timing tables, just the hot laps, Chandler James is only currently sitting P9 with a 2:07.3, and then Mark Kazuba sitting P12 with a 2:07.5 in the practice times. So, and those were on optimum tracks, so it's going to be really interesting to see if they're able to match some of the times that we saw here, like from Chris Mack. Kazuba being a little bit, what I'll call twitchy here, going through the S's for the first time. Very twitchy, oh my word.
Holy cow. You might want to put a bit more rear wing on that thing.
Just a little. Yeah, so he is, I think, still valid, but I don't know if it'll really matter, and now he's not valid.
Now he's not.
Yeah.
Oh,
He needs to turn up his traction control. Oh, and that's the wall.
Don't
okay.
come back out of the track, please. Oh,
No,
don't hold the brakes! Hold the brakes!
Come on! Oh, no.
That was Mike Farrow. He just hit our winner from last week.
Come on, man. I didn't want chaos. Oh my gosh.
Guys,
right,
we're supposed to wait till lap 1. We're supposed to wait till lap 1.
Okay, that's gonna be a lot of, why are you still driving? Please just go into the pits.
RTG, my man. RTG, please. Well, let's cut away.
Okay, we're gonna watch Chandler James, since he's the first person. Actually, no, sorry, he's not the first person. 295, who is Jeremy Yarin, is our first driver who's gonna finish his lap. All right. Can you please take a note of who died there, Mac? I want to.
I don't know who the first. I know who the first. The first one was Mike Farrow. I don't know who it was after that.
All right. I believe. Are there any?
I think it's probably the 516.
Right. I will let you look.
It's probably John Ansem, car for number 516, right. If I had to guess.
Look it up, please, and just type it to me in the DM. I want to look at that again. So yeah, Jeremy Yarin goes to provisional pole in the first lap. I want to point that out with a 206.967. He has almost another second, about 7/10 he can still find, but I don't know if he's going to need it with that time. Juicy Jake goes to provisional P3 with a 207.5, and then Artie Thompson and Matt Mattisey really close together with 207.9s. Sorry, Juicy Jake was a 207.5. I don't know if I said 5 or 9, but still looking really good. Jeremy Yarin, though, where is he? I don't want to ruin his lap. All right, I'll wait to cover him until he gets back across the line, but he's doing really good right now. Sean Paul, our current P4 in the practice times, is doing really well right now. He is provisional P21, but he's already up by about a second and a half. As I'm having frame drop issues. I think I'm okay now. Maybe okay. I think I'm okay. All right, anywho. So yeah, Sean Paul still improving by a good bit. I'm going to cut to somebody else for the moment. Artie Thompson just went across the line. He did not go across the line. He just lost all of his time, unfortunately. However, Jeremy Yarin up by a massive amount right now. It's all just going to come down to, can he hold it through this last corner here? Does well. He's going to improve by about 9/10 of a second to set a 206 flat. Still not quite his personal best, though, and we have gone to an optimum track. So there you go. There you have it. Our P1 sitter for probably a good bit. Chandler James has gone to P2, but he's almost over a second back from Jeremy Yarin, and he just lost a good bit of time there through turn 1 compared to Jeremy Yarin. So unfortunately, I don't think he'll be able to catch Jeremy yet, but we'll have to see. Sean Paul did come across the line with a massive improvement up to P5 with a 207.59. Steven Music, provisional P14. Tyler Thompson, provisional P16. As somebody else just jumped up. Christian Dirksen up to provisional P10. A lot of good drivers here looking to do well. But yeah, so let's see. Who else is improving by a lot? Juicy Jake is improving by a lot. He's about halfway through the lap. He's just going through turn, I believe that's turn 11. Loses a little bit of time there through the exit, but he's going to go down that main straight, and he still has all of Sector 3 to go to either gain or lose that time again.
I did figure out which driver was the other one that was hit.
All right, who was that?
Aaron.
Raul Heron, okay. That is unfortunate. He is back out on track. So that's good. But right now we're watching Juicy Jake as he comes back through the field. Or at least tries to anyways. He's up by about 7/10 right now still. And let's go ahead and give the splitter view is what I'll call this. So this is the carousel corner that Mac was talking about. It's really hard to get right. It was kind of stolen from the Turkish no, not Turkey. It was Sochi. Thank you.
Yes,
So
Sochi Autodrome in Russia.
Yeah, which we no longer race at for reasons. But yeah, he's gonna come across the line, improving by about 6/10. Jason Yarin improving to try and match his brother, Juicy Jake, up to positional P3. But we have a 1-2 with the 488. And there's no one really looking like they could try and get to them. Raul Heron is improving by about 0.8 of a second, but that's not really going to put him... It might get him to P4, but it's not going to really challenge him up for that P1. As Matt Madison comes across the line, P4. Just to give a quick roundabout of fastest sector times, Jeremy obviously has most of them, with the fastest sector 2 and 3. But Matt Madison has a faster sector 1 time by about 1/10.
I wonder what that might be caused by. If it might have something to do with, if it was, because, I mean, there's really only one corner in Sector 1, that is Turn 1. You don't brake for anything else through Sector 1.
I hit the wrong button. Oh,
Did you hit replay?
I hit the wrong replay button, yes. But yeah, Juicy Jake unfortunately went off. We're not going to see the replay of what happened, because I messed up. But he did have an oopsie. Mike Farrow comes across the line, provisional P4. So very nice recovery from what I'll call chaos. And just leave it at that. Raul Heron currently coming through the last corner here. Going to improve a little bit. Somebody just had a yellow moment there.
That was John Anson.
Right.
He was improving by so much, and then he just fell off the track.
It's unfortunate. Raul Heron improving up to P10. Very nice job there. Jeremy Yarn is done with his lap. Matt Madison, I believe, is the only person who could really challenge for pole position other than maybe Chandler James. Unfortunately, Matt Madison looking like he's getting, I don't want to say held up by the Bentley ahead of him, but he has caught him a lot sooner than I think he wanted to. So
I think what's interesting here is if you look at ahead of that Bentley, you'll see that there's another car as Matt Madison loses a ton of time through the carousel there. Super unfortunate. Might be able to gain some back. Does gain a little bit back through the second to last corner. What about through the final corner, turn 20?
He gained a little bit, but he's going to lose it all in the exit, unfortunately. So he's going to improve to P5, but that's about it. Tyler Thompson just ahead of him did improve a little bit. But yeah, so we have another brother front row with Jeremy and Jason Yarin. Jason Yarin coming across the line to improve by just a little bit, but not by enough. So, as we said, Jeremy and Jason
Goodness
P1
gracious,
and P2.
What a dominant performance by the Yarin brothers there. Holy cow.
And Juicy Jake P3, so there you go. We will go ahead and do our driver grid walk here shortly, but first, we're going to get a word from our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
We have one last sponsor, Echoes of Nox. Explore an abandoned space station as you uncover the secrets of why you were left behind. Fight with 3 AI factions and reclaim the station. Wishlist Echoes of Nox on Steam today. So, quickly, before we go through our grid, to answer Quinn Jetter's question, yes, there are penalties in qualifying as long as they get reported, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to worry about our driver grid walk. So, starting up the top, we have Jeremy Yarin and Jason Yarin. We have a 488 front row. It'll be really interesting to see how they have get-offs with the 2 drivers behind them. So this is Juicy Jake here in P3 and Mike Farrow in P4. We can see just back here. They will have a lot better acceleration, but they won't have as good top speed. So it'll be interesting to see that dynamic. Right now, phasing through P4 is Matt Mattisey in P5. We have another duo that are not quite side by side but close. Chandler James and Sean Paul are 6 and 7. P8 is John Ansom here in the 488, so another 488. Very nice job there. Chris Meck in P9. He is our highest silver winner or silver driver, so he has a really good chance to get up in the standings. P10 is Raul Heron. P11 is Christian Dirksen. P12 is Rafcab. P13 is Steven Music. P14 is Tyler Thompson. P15 is our silver leader for the moment in the standings, Steven Sarver. P16, Yaroslav Koval. P17, Chris Reaper. P18, Kasra Arabi, who did not race last time at Donington, but is here now. So looking for him to do good here today. P19 is Asteric. P20, RD Thompson, a fellow Break Late, Pray Hard group member, as well as a couple other drivers up the front. Darren Robichaux, P21. Brad Bertram, P22. Sasha Dickhouse, P23. Andrew Dwang-Bungaleo, P24. Sergio Lindo, P25. Aaron Kovac, P26. Or is it Kovac? I believe it's Kovac. Dario Ferrer, P27. Yuzuri Penkovic, P28, who Mac has intimate knowledge of racing against. P29 is Josh Parker. P30 is Cliff Hemian. P31 is Brad Garman. P32 is Mark Kazuba, who did not come back out onto the track after his issues. P33 is Peter Jacob. P34 is Aiden Springer. And P35 is Paolo Reese, who I hope is serving a penalty and not just accidentally starting from back there in the pit lane, but we'll have to see. So, Mac, I know you said that we're supposed to wait for issues until... we're supposed to wait for chaos until lap 1, but do you expect chaos in lap 1?
Well, that's a good question there. And I will say, you mentioned I have good knowledge racing Penkovic. That's not the only driver on this track I have a lot of experience racing with. There's another reason I thought Mike Farrow might do well. My previous experience with him led me to think he's a pretty good driver. So, but anyways, it really depends. I don't think we'll see too much up at the front. I think that the front will more or less be fine. But as we start getting to the back, I mean, I hate to say it, the display that we saw in qualifying has made me a little nervous about what might happen here on lap 1. But also, that was just somebody who, and let's be fair to the driver, right? It was just a brain fart. It is. He just messed up. And if he didn't come back out, I get the feeling that was probably due to guilt more than anything else. And I
get it. Yeah, anywho, I would like you to watch the back for me, please, to make sure I don't miss any chaos as it happens, but we're going to watch the drivers as they come up the line. We're going to go ahead and watch here P5s, just so we're able to see all the chaos as it hopefully doesn't unfold here at the start. But yeah, we are coming through the final corner now. All of our drivers are through the final corner. We are going to be going green here in just a moment. And we are green now. Off and away for SRA. Go, go, go. Anything you want to say, but we are wide at the back. This turn here is very wide, so it's going to be interesting to see if our drivers are able to slow it down. There's some chaos at the back. Raul Heron there making a very aggressive dive. It's a whole bunch of chaos here at the back, but everyone, despite the accordion effect, is still going straight. Steven Sarver gained a few positions. We are side by side here in P21 between Reaper and Thompson. They're not. Oh no, John Ansom. All right, that happened at 59:30. Make a mental note of that, please, for me.
Oh,
Max.
there's another one. There's another one.
Oh no, that's Dario Ferrer and Mark Kazuba. There's all bunches of chaos here at the back, unfortunately. But we are almost station to station at the front. The Yarn brothers are still in the lead, with Jeremy taking a commanding lead. Mike Farrow has lost 2 positions to one position to Matt Mattisey. However, he's going to be fighting it back here down the main straight. However, I think the biggest concern for our drivers up front is going to be what happens with Chandler James and Sean Paul and their straight line speed. As we can see, we are still going straight there at the back through turn 11. However, the craziness will all happen up here into turn 12. No dive bombs up the front. However, we are side by side back here between Andrew Dwangwanglio and Kasra Arabi. Looking like a little bit of a move there from between Koval and Thompson. They are still side by side, as well as Dwangwanglio. Koval trying to make the long way around work. That's kind of that side-by-side action that you were talking about, Mac, here through this set of corners. Is if you're not able to complete the pass into turn 12, you're going to be fighting it back through this whole track, and they're going to be going side-by-side here through the carousel as well. There's more yellow flags here in the back for Dick. Oh, no, that's 4 or 5 drivers there, as Sasha Dickhouse unfortunately doing donuts. I'm going to go back to Koval and Thompson, and they make it through the carousel just fine. Very nice job up there. Matt Mattisey and Juicy Jake, we're going side by side here through turn 20, and they're still side by side going up into turn 1. Who is the bravest on the brakes? That is Matt Mattisey, but he was a little too brave. He went deep. Mike Farrow trying to fight it back against Juicy Jake, but not able to. Matt Mattisey losing the position there. Steven Sarver gained a position on Raul Heron, who's back now into P10. There's a couple more moves back here, as I believe Thompson got around Kasra Arabi. Is there any more chaos that I've missed, Mac?
Not that I've seen. There was a number of incidents as they were heading into the S's. I should have mentioned this because, like, as soon as I saw it happening, the S is super difficult on lap 1 because obviously everybody starts off side by side, and then turn 1 being the chaos being the what would I call this, the temple of chaos that it is. You know, sometimes you'll have people coming out of turn 1 4 or 5 wide. I've seen it before. And when that happens, you know, through the S's there is one line only, and if you miss that line, you're losing a lot of time. And so for our drivers, it can be very quickly it can shuffle out to try to be just one lane through the S's. But the issue is there. Nobody wants to let the driver behind them be the guy in front at the front part of that lane. You know, if you're side by side of a driver, right? You want, when you go through the S's, to be the one who ends up in front of that singular lane. And both drivers want that, so they might, and so there's oftentimes be a lot of chaos that happens through the S's, and that's exactly what we saw.
All right, sorry to interrupt you here. I have to cover this. Matt Mattisey tried to make a dive on Juicy Jake, did not work. He lost that position to Mike Farrow, so Mike Farrow back into P4, Matt Mattisey into P5, and we are now again station to station. I think most of the way up until P8. Steven Sarver has gained up 5 positions in this race start here. Sorry, 6 positions, all the way from P15 to that P9 position. He has a chance to take the lead, or take the silver lead here, but not yet. Oh no, maybe yet. Sorry, I don't know if he went deep or Chris Mech went wide. I'm gonna quickly replay that here on the helicam, because I want to see what happened here with Chris Mech, because it looked like he slowed down unnecessarily. Oh no, he didn't slow down unnecessarily. Steven Sarver absolutely sent it. He gave the position back. I don't know if that was on purpose, but he gave the position back. So no harm, no foul. There was a whole bunch of chaos here back at the back as Josh Parker goes way deep here through the S's. Hopefully not a track cut, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, lots of chaos here.
Yeah.
As Penkovic
Lap
gets a
one,
move on
turn
Jacob.
one. Man, I keep trying to get a word in talking about what we saw at the start of the race. There really wasn't, as far as chaos goes for Coda, that wasn't too bad. We didn't have any drivers that were knocked off and sent 30 seconds behind everyone else, if I recall correctly. But we did have a lot of small incidents. And we had a couple spins there through the S's, which I already talked about. But through turn one, honestly, about as good as you could hope for it with Coda. There were some incidents, but it was mostly just rear endings and minor fender benders. Nobody spun around turn one. And in my book, that's a good Coda turn one.
I'm going to quickly try and see if I can get what happened here through... Oh, so there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened there at the back, and then this is Kazuba going off. Fortunately, I don't think I went back far enough, but there was a whole bunch of chaos there. This was at the start, which is why we saw Mark Kazuba go off. Meanwhile, of course, I do the replay right as we miss it, but Juicy Jake and Mike Farrow going at it here. I would love to do the replay, but I want to see what happens here up into turn one, because that's where the interesting part is. Matt Mattisey really close behind Farrow. Maybe enough here to do a dive here to turn one. No, not quite yet. Really close, maybe could have, but decides not to.
Looks like he might be trying to set it up for to maybe get side by side through the S's, but I think he went a little deep, missed apex a little bit. But he's right there. One thing that can be really... Oh my goodness! Did you cut away from Mattisey?
No, but I can quickly replay whatever happened to him. So give me 1 second. Nope, I'm replaying it. You reacted enough that I'm going to see what happened. Oh my word! That doesn't look as scary. That doesn't look scary from the outside, but from the inside, trust me, that is massive movement there under braking essentially.
Yeah. Might be a Code Brown from Mattisey right now. But I don't think he got a track cut. But as I was trying to say before, Mattisey's near tank slapper got me distracted. It can be really difficult. I mean, we talked earlier about how the S's, it's really easy to invalidate and get track cuts. Another compounding factor on that is when you're following a driver, right? The dirty air does not affect GT3 cars as much as it affects many other types of cars, such as hypercars or Formula 1 cars. But it is absolutely still there. As I think I'll make a pause to let you talk about Penkovic and Parker here.
Yeah, Parker trying to make a move on Penkovic. Does he have it in the braking zone? No, he doesn't. Please don't cut him off. Okay, we're going to be going side by side here through Sector 3, and it's really going to be interesting to see how this works out, because Parker, obviously, in the Lexus, you have issues going through corners, mostly medium-speed corners. Ooh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Very nice avoidance there from Parker to keep that battle going, and now Penkovic trying to force his way through, and he's going to keep his way through. But that's going to have to wait and see how that all works out through turn one. There's a yellow flag here for Dickhouse and Kazuba. I'm going to quickly replay that here. So Kazuba goes wide, and then what happens here? Oh.
A race to forget for Kazuba. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. We are side by side now with Parker and Penkovic again. I'm going to try and refrain from showing more stuff. Oh no! Yellow flag for Rafcab through the inside of that turn. Is this his own fault, or did he get turned in on? Oh no! I don't know who that is, but he got sent there. That might have been Heron.
Oh, Mattisey and Farrow. Mattisey and Farrow.
All right, we're side by side here through the S's. Pharaoh getting shoved wide. He's going to lose a position to Chandler James now as well. I'm going to quickly replay here what happened. So they're side by side through there. Matt Mattisey forcing the issue through turn 8. And then Pharaoh just going a little bit wide there through turn 9, I believe that is. So yeah, Mike Pharaoh trying to regain his mojo. He's had a couple of issues fighting with other cars, not his own fault. And he's gonna maybe lose another position here on the straight to Chandler James. Or no, so that's Sean Paul, my apologies, in the back. Chandler James is in front of him, no. However, another spot that might be getting lost here is Asterisk on Tyler Thompson. Nope. Yes, he does. Is Asterisk goes deep into the corner. He's gonna lose that place to Tyler Thompson before the beginning of Sector 3. RD Thompson also getting past Christian Dirksen here for P11. And then Cesar Penkovic and Josh Parker fighting it again here into turn 11.
Goodness gracious.
Oh,
D3.
no!
Oh!
Please keep it going. Okay.
Oh!
No! No, come on. That's all sorts of chaos there.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, I believe, who is this? That's Cliff Hemian taking, I think, the brunt of that. That's just a whole bunch of chaos there caused by a bunch of drivers in a train. Meanwhile, Steven Sarver got past Chris Mack here. I'm going to replay this to see what happened. Chris Mack going wide here in turn 9 and just slowing down. I think
he got on the curbs. Might have got on the curbs. There's curbs on the exit there that if you go super wide, the curbs won't hit you. If you hit the corner right, the curbs won't get you. But if you try to in between it, if you start going wide and you don't duck out, going over those curves really unsettles the car. You got to slow right down.
Yeah, so really unfortunate to see there. Also, I would like to know, we do have one pitter. John Ansom pit at like 6 minutes. As there's another issue. No, that's Robichaux and Aiden Springer.
D3, please give me my chance to talk about the technicalities of racing. Let's just stop having incidents for a little bit. Let's talk about racing. But yeah, I do want to talk a little bit, if I can get the chance now, for about Mike Pharaoh and how he lost that position to Mattisey a couple laps ago, I think it was.
Ooh. Sorry, almost a big dive there from Kasarabi. Not able to make the move
maybe D3 will give you the chance. Maybe D3 will give you a chance to speak.
We can hope. But don't hold your breath. That's what I'm going to say.
I can't talk now.
Nope.
Let's see if I think that's Koval on Arabi here.
Not able to make the move.
No, that's Reaper on Arabi.
No, that's Koval.
No, sorry. Never mind. I thought the other red car was also a Porsche.
Yeah. No, not quite yet.
That's Steven Music in a Ferrari.
Yeah, so... and then is Asterisk not too far ahead of them, so this is becoming a 4-man trade. Dario Ferrer just had some kind of issue, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. I believe Josh Parker and Dario Ferrer are fighting it again, as well as... Is that Duong Bungalow? Who is that? That's certain... Oh, no. Ferrer and
who's that in the
Kovac.
back?
Kovac there spinning. I'm not going to replay that because there's been too many incidents between all these drivers as... Oh, no.
Not again. Not again.
They keep going straight, but there's going to be some words for stewards, and I don't know who's going to have the words, but Koval now with a chance up into turn 1 on Arabi.
You know, it's times like this I'm reminded of the, let me see if I get the year right, 2016 European Formula 3 round at Monza, where the third race was canceled due to poor driving standards.
I think I remember that. Yeah. I don't... It could be worse, as Sasha Dighouse makes a massive dive here on Cliff Hemian. There's also a yellow flag for Steven Music. I'm going to quickly go to that now. He's apparently going straight again, so I am going to replay this because he was fighting. Oh, my word, that's a massive tank slapper. Great recovery to not send it into the wall. Where are you going? Oh, never mind. He wasn't cutting the track. I thought he was cutting one of the S's, but no, he's just going through the NASCAR layout now. But yeah.
Yes.
Oh
my goodness. I want to get my words out that I've been trying to say for about 3 laps now.
All right. I'm going to turn on AutoCam for a moment and hopefully, you're able to see who it is.
Yes, hopefully we get some good footage of this. If there's anything that we see that we miss, as I do believe we are seeing, I do believe that's Brad Garman trying to make a move on music, but not quite close enough. Lex is not good brakes. But yeah, one of the things that is really interesting about this track that we've talked about before is that I mentioned that it's really easy to get track cuts through the S's. Another compounding factor on that, as I won't talk about what I just saw on my own camera, but there was an incident there. Hold on, what time is it here? Okay, that was about 45 minutes left. Okay, so yeah, when you're in dirty air, following another driver, right? You're trying to push to the limit. This is how I got my track cuts. Was I was trying to push to the limit under dirty air, and again, dirty air doesn't affect GT3 cars as much, but that's not a good thing, because what it can mean is sometimes you forget about it. Not necessarily in the realm of your actual driving, like you don't forget that it's a thing, but it's like you aren't accounting for it because it's so rarely something that actually leaves a lasting impact on your driving. And so because of that reason, sometimes if you're following really close to driver head, you're already pushing real hard trying to get that spot, you can just go a little bit over and you can see little mistakes happen, and that can mean a track cut, but it can also mean going wide on a corner, losing a bunch of time. And that's what happened to Mike Farrow earlier. We didn't get to see it as somebody drifts through turn 10, I believe that is. Looking like they're staying clean though for now. I couldn't see who it was that was drifting there. But it looked interesting to say the least. But that is what we saw happen to Mike Farrow earlier when he lost that position to I do believe it was, I don't remember who he was driving. Oh, I think it was Mattisey that he was racing with. That's how Farrow lost that position. Mattisey. He was in the dirty air, falling real close to Juicy Jake, just made a little mistake, and that was all it took. While you were gone, there was something I want to take a replay at. There was an incident between Chandler James and Matt Mattisey in the final corner. It was it was about a little over 2 minutes ago.
All right, let's see if I can find it.
Do 2:30 for 30. But what is that? Like 150 seconds for 30 seconds.
2:30 or 1:30?
2:30.
Oh, you're saying 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Yes. So it's 150 for 30, but it's gonna be longer now. So do like
all right, 170. With Matt Mattisey, you said?
Yes.
All right, let's see if I catch it here. Ooh, so a little wiggle there. Oh no, that's just straight murder. Ooh, Mike Farrow also has a fun way. I don't think he gets that position. No, he does not. Okay, so that's what happened there with Matt Mattisey, unfortunately. He has fallen down to P7. He is still in front of Steven Sarver, but he does now have a lot of rear end damage, probably.
Yes. This has been one of the races of all time. All the stewards who have just enjoyed a nice week-long break. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you don't get a weekend today, this week.
Yeah, I've chatted with a few stewards.
Hey, good news. It's the Monaco Grand Prix, so it's not worth watching anyways.
Yeah, all you gotta do is watch qualifying. But yeah, there's been so much chaos at this racetrack. It's not even funny. Like in previous races, I've said that D3 has honestly been really good. Last week when we raced at Donington.
Oh, Farrow, Chandler James going wide. Going wide on the exit there. Bouncing over the curbs and leaves the door wide open for Mike Farrow to just drive on by.
All right, let's see if I can.
And Farrow is back up to fourth after that minor incident he had with Mattisey a few laps ago.
All right, this is that replay with Chandler James just to see what happens here. Oh, he bunny hopped that curb hard. We've seen a lot of drivers try and bunny hop curbs, unfortunately, but now Chandler James, again, right in front of his teammate Sean Paul. The only change really in that top 7 positions is Matt Mattisey losing a few positions due to what I'll call circumstances, as Sean Paul gets past Chandler James into turn 1, and we just missed it. Come on. Okay, I want to replay that, so we're going to go back and watch that here too. I think Chandler James goes deep again. Yes, he does. And so Sean Paul gets past Chandler James.
You know, something that might have happened here. I know from my own experience that this has happened before. Chandler James, I do believe our championship leader, if I'm not misremembering something completely. But
oh no, please, no contact. All right, good enough. Thank you. Continue.
He is our championship leader. Very strong driver. I think he's gotten half the wins so far this season or so. But he's making all sorts of mistakes. As now we see Mattisey making his way past Chandler James. That might be intentional. It looked like he got off to the side and lifted. Probably an apology for what happened earlier.
Now just don't try and make a move right here. Oh, no. Okay, I want to... Okay, there's no move there. There's a yellow flag between Koval and his asterisk that I'm going to replay here. So what's going to happen here? All right, so... Oh, is asterisk just taking a lot more run through the corner. Now, is asterisk...
Got super lucky there.
Yeah. Is asterisk did give the place back. There's a yellow flag for Rule Heron, no, and I think this is through the S's. We're gonna go on board here to see what happened, which is... It's this one. No, we're just gonna do bonnet cam. All right, let's see what happened here. Ooh.
Looking for interior.
Well, unfortunately, all of my views are different now compared to what they used to be, so it is not interior.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, so we saw
I didn't know you could customize those.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, and now Mattisey bouncing over the curbs, and Chandler James goes through once again.
All right.
But this time without any incidents.
Right. Clean racing this time.
For that. We've got a clean overtake, guys.
I didn't know that was
overtake.
allowed.
No, I didn't. I wasn't aware of that either.
Speaking of overtakes, I believe Chris Reaper just got past his teammate Arabi for P14. They've been driving not quite, bumper to bumper for a while, but they've been really close. There's another yellow flag for Kazuba here at the top, but I'm not going to replay that, I don't think, because he's had enough issues, unfortunately. Is Asterisk also has a yellow flag. I believe that was just oversteer through the corner. He did not lose any positions, but it's looking like he might. It's all going to depend on whether or not Brad Garman is able to hold his line through the S's. Because the S's is where the Lexus really has issues, because it's medium speed. The Lexus can do low speed okay, it can do high speed, not very good, but at least in my mind, medium speed is where it has the most issues. As his Asterisk gets a terrible exit there, that allows Brad Garman to get a side-by-side through turn 10. I don't think he's going to have enough here into the next corner. Now Rafcab and Brad Garman fighting it. Oh, Rafcab trying to go the double. He gets through with Asterix, possibly a little bit of push and shove there, but Rafcab getting 2 positions in one corner. I want to replay that. I want to go... Actually, no, I'm going to see what happens here at the end of the straight to make sure he actually keeps it, but I want to replay that.
Meanwhile, while we're looking elsewhere, Thompson and Mech have been fighting a little bit.
All right, we're all going straight.
I tell you what, that could have got a lot worse.
Yeah. So a little bit of fun there. But yeah, so Rafcab unfortunately not keeping both positions, but Asterisk did lose 2 positions there in one corner, and then unfortunately added injury to insult. Yeah, so you were saying.
Yeah, we did see Mech and R. Thompson fighting back in that same corner we were just looking at a bit ago. I do believe Mech lost position to R. Thompson.
Yeah, it's RD Thompson, Mac.
RD Thompson. Well, there's 2 Thompsons, so I would usually just say last name. But like, if I'm saying Mech and Thompson, you gotta look at that scoreboard. We see R. Thompson, Mech, T. Thompson. So I'm just making sure it's R. Thompson, not T. Thompson. We know who we're talking about here.
All right, well, just know we're talking about RD Thompson with a very nice Venom livery. with a, I don't know if any of the cameras will do it justice, but you can see the tongue running down the entire left side of the car. You can maybe see it there just a little bit, yeah. So, I displayed that last week, but I really like that livery. Anyway,
Absolutely one of the best liveries of the season.
Yeah, we have a few drivers coming into the pits right now. Is Asterix, Raul Heron, and Dario Ferrer, who all have some kind of damage, I believe. I know that at least the first two. There's a yellow flag for Peter Jacob and Sasha Dickhouse. No, let's see what happened here.
Again for Dickhouse. Oh my goodness.
So they're side by side through turn 2, going into the S's. Oh, both into that inside wall there. I don't.
We're gonna leave that one up to the stewards.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I don't either. I have an idea, but not my place, and I'm not gonna make speculations, as unfortunately Dickhouse now has a lot of damage. Darren Robichaux able to get through both of them without too much issue.
I think we'll probably see Dickhouse peel into the pits. It's about time that I think we'll start that. A lot of drivers are going to be peeling into the pits right now. But it's super unfortunate just due to there's been so many issues.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of pitting, Mike Farrow into the pits. The first of our big ones. Chandler James coming in at the same time. So Chandler James not looking to under or overcut Farrow, trying to get somebody else. It'll be interesting to see where they come out in relation to the other drivers.
Our first driver that has pit is John Ansem, who of course had a number of incidents back near the start of the race. So it'll be interesting to see where they come out near compared to him, especially since John Ansem is embroiled in a battle of Raul Heron at the moment. Yeah,
there's a lot of fun battles going on right now. Koval and Music having contact into the last corner, but I think they've maybe sorted it out for at least the moment. We'll have to come back later to see what they have. Who was the other battle you were talking about?
Ansem and Heron, and Heron just got around Ansem after Ansem went wide turn 11 there.
All right.
And I do believe that behind them is one of the Yarons. Yes, that is Jason Yaron, who is going through on blue, as they get blue flag
please. There. Okay, we're good. Yeah, honestly, really good job there from Raul to let him through while also not causing issues by accidentally letting the guy he's fighting behind him also through. So I'm not going to say surprised, because some of our drivers are really good at that strategy game, but I am a little surprised at how it worked so well, as we have a drive-through penalty.
Server spins as well.
Okay, we're going to replay this because I want to see what happened to him. I believe he probably bunny hopped this inside. Yes, he did. Oh, you've seen a lot of drivers do that, so take note of anyone.
And what I think might have happened when he bunny hopped, it might have counted it as a track cut. And that's where that would be super unfortunate. You get spun and drive through. That is...
Yeah. Either there or between turn 11 and 12, because it's really easy to get a track cut there. Yeah, also Josh Parker getting past Sergio Lindo there into turn 12. Lindo looking to fight it back, but being a little chancy, is what I'll call it. Meanwhile, out front, Mattisey, Thompson, Mech, and Sarver is technically also in the pits, but I think he's serving his penalty first. I could be wrong in that, but that's what I think. But yeah, so 3 of our top drivers are into the pits now.
I think the one we need to really keep an eye on is Mattisey right now, where he comes out in relation to Farrow, and especially Chandler James, who is right by, because I'm looking at the lap times, and Farrow's gaining like a pretty decent amount of time with that early pit stop. I mean, I mentioned earlier that Coda kind of has this double whammy of both the tires being really important to your pace around the track, but also having high tire wear. So going for an undercut like this, he's gaining a lot of time right now. Now, he will lose that time later, but right now, as we see him come out of the pits, Chandler James will also be moving past here pretty soon. Chandler James will come out decently close to Mattisey, but definitely ahead.
Yeah, about 6.5 seconds back. Matt Mattisey also right behind Chandler James. I'm going to quickly look at the statistics. Matt Mattisey had a slightly longer pit stop than some of the other drivers, but not too bad.
Yeah, but Mike Farrow is a really important thing to keep an eye on. If he's able to get some good laps in with these fresh tires, absolutely could catch up significantly to our P3 driver, Juicy Jake.
Yeah. I would also like to point out that the last lap for Jeremy Yarn, our leader, was invalid. Now, that doesn't mean that there was a track cut, but it means that there's a chance, because there's not many places at this track where you can invalidate and also get and not get a track cut warning. As Josh Parker goes side by side with Penkovic again, and he's gonna try and force the issue. He gets around the outside there into turn 13. You don't see that much, but can he keep it here through turn 14? Yes, he can. Very nice job there. But now it's all going to depend on, can he keep it through the carousel? He's losing time through the carousel, but that's kind of be expected. I think this is what's called a pit to overtake moment for Penkovic. Mac, do you want to explain what that term means, as he doesn't follow my advice?
Pitting to overtake is a really simple idea. When you are losing time behind another car, in this case, it's a car that is good in the corners, struggling behind a car that is good in the straights. Tail is old as time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're having that issue, one thing you can do as you try to get through, as I think Penkovic will be able to do it here.
Yeah, there we go.
Parker going deep into the corner, and it looks like he didn't have to follow your advice, though. It's still probably looking at the damage that Penkovic does have on his rear end. It would probably still be a good idea, as we see Penkovic a little squirrely through the S's here, going a little wide there, but he's holding on for now, and I think he'll be good. Maybe.
I don't know. It all depends on the exit to this corner here, really. As Josh Parker looks like he's having some connection issues.
But as I was mentioning about pit to overtake is where you instead of losing time behind this car that you are faster than but can't get around, you take a pit stop. And you're kind of taking a gamble that where you come out will have less traffic than where you are right now. And then with those fresh tires, you'll be able to go faster, because you're already faster than them by default, but then also the fresh tires. Is now we see Parker making his way back on Penkovic, but it'll be in the braking zone. That, I wouldn't have done that, but it was legal.
Very aggressive move, but yes, also, I apologize. More bad news for Steven Server, as he has a stop-go 30 penalty now. So that's for speeding in the pit lane.
That's two drivers that would prefer to forget this race, I believe.
Yeah. Sarver, I guess the good thing for Sarver is that he's not impacted anyone else with his penalties. It's just everyone, other people. Also, I'd like to point out
that is true.
Our top 4 drivers have come into pit. So both Yarn brothers, Juicy Jake and Sean Paul, have come into pit. The Yarn brothers, Jeremy Yarn, I'm going to follow first, is coming out of the pits, and I want to see what his gap is to Mike Farrow here when he comes out. Mike Farrow.
I think another thing, Juicy Jake off the jacks, moving forward. This is going to be the most important one. Where's Mike Farrow at? He's rounding the final corner right now, heading onto the main straight. This could potentially be close. Juicy Jake has a long way to go to the until he's off the pit limiter. He's coming off the pit limiter right about now. I think it might be dead even into turn 1. But no, it's not, as Mike Farrow seems well ahead of Juicy Jake. That's a good half second to a full second clearance, I think. No, 2 seconds. My bad. Been a while. Can't judge this apparently.
Yeah, also, Mike Farrow caught Jason Yarin in the pits in that pit stop cycle. There was about a 6.5 second gap. It's now down to 3 seconds, and Jason Yarin is caught up behind a couple. I believe those are blue flag drivers, but I'm not quite sure. No. Well,
one of them is. The other is Penkovic, who has yet to make his pit stop.
Yeah. So this could become a battle for at least second place, if not the lead, depending on how it all turns out for Jeremy Yarn. Jeremy's still in the lead by a wide margin, by at least 12 seconds. But
I do think it would be a hard ask to ask Farrow, as the one blue flag driver does appear to be pulling out of the way. But I do think it would be a hard ask for Mike Farrow to keep a position if he does manage to catch and overtake Jason Yaron, because I mean, the Yaron brothers, dominant performance today. I really don't see anyone catching especially Jeremy Yaron, who's definitely been the better of the two brothers so far today, but I really don't expect either of them to finish below second place.
All right.
Barring major issues such as an incident with there could be an incident these next few laps, as you know, Jason Yaron is right behind Penkovich. That is a battle for position, but there could also be blue flag issues that could happen. But barring anything like that, as Penkovich feels to the pits.
Oh, I don't know if you saw what happened there in the main screen, but Darren Robichaux absolutely got bodied. Both these drivers not having the best days for different reasons. I don't know what happened there, because it almost looks like Robichaux turned in early, but I don't know. So, Robichaux...
I think it was a conflict of lines where one person expected them to go this way, another person expected them to go another way, and it just so happened that those lines intersected each other. Super unfortunate. We'll have to leave it to the stewards to decide who's at fault for that, but definitely unfortunate.
Yeah, there's been a couple more drive-through penalties. Kasarabi performing his drive-through. There was another one that I didn't see who. I believe it was Robichaux.
He almost overshot pit entry there, Kasarabi.
All right, well, he didn't, thankfully. But yeah, so right now, the biggest battle, or the closest battle that we're going to watch here for at least a little bit, is R.D. Thompson on Sean Paul. Sean Paul doing really good. I don't remember if he's who I picked in Pick D's this week or not. But yeah, so let's see how this goes down here. The Aston Martin that Sean Paul's in is not the fastest car overall in ACC, as that is obviously the Lexus, but it is really fast. And even with max wing, you can still go really fast with this car. It doesn't have the acceleration of the Lexus, but it does have slightly better turning characteristics, so take that with what you will. So I think it's really going to depend on if Sean Paul makes a mistake, or if R.D. Thompson can force Sean Paul into a mistake. Not that we'd want that, but, you know, we want to see good racing, and that's part of what racing is forcing other people into mistakes via pressure. As Kovac and Dickhaus trade places, there's another drive-through penalty for Paulo Reis, who's down in P25, so won't really affect too much, but still unfortunate nonetheless. Meanwhile, up here, Brad Bertram fighting with John Ansom here into turn 11. Please, no touchy, thank you. All right. Instead, we are going to go under the wing here down this straight. You were saying?
You know, I do think that there's been a lot of unfortunate moments this race, but I do think we got to take a moment to appreciate some of the drivers who have put on really good performances so far.
Oh, no. Oh, my word. That is not one of those. John Ansom getting tagged, losing at least one, if not, losing two positions. He'll gain one of them back due to Paulo Reis's drive-through, and he'll gain another one back probably due to steward action there from Brad Bertram. But yeah, there's been a lot of good races. There's been a lot of not so good racers right now.
I do want to highlight some positive aspects of the race so far. I mean, we've talked about the dominance of the Yaron brothers. I know the Yaron brothers have faced a lot of challenges before in SRA. They've had I've seen some times where they've just had the worst luck in races where they looked like they were going to do well, and then just it all unwound itself in the final moment. And you know, we still got a third of the race to go, so I guess that could still happen. But so far, there's been nobody that's been able to contest either of the Yaron brothers.
You are sorry, you can continue. You are really testing how much the commentator's curse applies to you right now.
Well, you know, I've been out of the booth for a few months, so maybe it's worn off. You know, it's like I'm a beginner all over again. As you know, beginners don't get it. It's beginner's luck at that point.
See, but either you haven't been able to Either it's all worn off or it's all stored up for this one race, and I don't know which it is.
Well, I tell you what, with as many instances we've had already, maybe it's all been used up.
We can hope. I kind of hope that what happened in qualifying has gotten rid of like all of that, because I have not seen something like that before, but we'll have to see. Anyway, Matt Madison is still fighting with Chandler James here for P5. You may continue your talking point.
Well, I was just going to ask you, are there any drivers, because obviously I'm just a substitute in here today, so I don't know how the drivers are in this division specifically for this season, but are there any drivers that you can see on the leaderboard or that like seem to be having a good day? You're impressed with how they've managed to handle themselves in, usually we like to call racetracks temples of speed, but in this case, more of a temple of chaos.
Yeah. Juicy Jake, he's not been bad this season, but he's not had the same consistency that our top 3 drivers have had this season. I'll go ahead and switch to him so we can show him up here in P4. He's been doing really good. Obviously, Mike Farrow, he won last week, so it's not that big of a surprise that he's doing good, but he wasn't doing this good at the start of the season, so it's good to see him up here. I don't remember if he was I don't remember if he was a promotion or not. I don't think he was.
No.
And then Christian Dirksen, again, up here, not quite in the top 10, but he's close enough that if anyone has a drive-through penalty, he'll get there. He's been doing really good here today. But while we're on that subject, we'll quickly go over our biggest movers, because, why not? So, biggest mover... Actually, no, it's not R.D. Thompson, although he has moved up 12 positions. So our biggest mover is Brad Garman here up in P14. Started P31 up into P14. I already mentioned R.D. Thompson up 12 positions. Aiden Springer is up 13 positions. Josh Parker is up 10 positions. That's about it. There's been a couple drivers who've moved down positions, but I won't.
There's no need to shame them. No need to shame them further.
Yeah, and
there's been enough shame dealt on track today. not right now. Not right now.
All right. Mike Farrow, I believe he's talking about Mike Farrow, went from silver to gold. So at least at the beginning of the season, it was not expected that he would do as well as he has done here so far. And obviously, when you're starting out as a silver driver, I don't think you expect to get a race win. So again, very nice to see him up here. Although I think he'd rather be in silver right now so he could fight for that championship. Of course, everyone wants to be a half division lower than they are so they can fight for a championship. But if everyone's a half division lower, then no one's a half division lower.
Ooh, making me put my thinking cap on.
Yeah. I don't remember his name. Is it Sinestro from?
Not Sinestro. That's the Green Lantern guy.
Oh well, no, he's a Yellow Lantern. I don't. Who's?
All right. Well,
who's the?
He was a Green Lantern.
Okay. Well, he turned into a Yellow Lantern. Who is the guy I'm thinking of then? He's from.
Yeah, The Incredibles.
Yeah.
I
thought it was Sinestro too.
It's like if everyone's super, then nobody will be. It's not Sinestro. It's like
And I'm looking this up.
It's something similar. We're completely ignoring the racing just to look up
Syndrome. That's who it is. Syndrome.
That's right. Yes.
All right. So we are going off on quite. Oh, Caleb Tenney, thank you for telling us in the comments. I don't know when you told us that. I apologize. I have it on my phone off to the left-hand side, so I don't look at it very often.
Popped up. It just popped up for me.
All right. Mason Moffat is also telling us that it's Syndrome, so I assume it's just like the 5 to 10 second gap in between.
It took me more than 5 to 10 seconds. I didn't realize the delay between chat and us seeing it was so long. Because I'm like, well, whatever. But
it's 20 seconds. It's like a 22-second gap between us and the stream. Anywho, but thank you
guys,
for telling us that
I want to test this real quick. Okay, guys, I'm gonna count down from 5. All right. When I say go, put something in chat that says you were listening. All right. All right. I'm gonna count down from 5. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, okay. Let's
Now be
see.
quiet for a little bit as we watch this four-way battle between Lindo, Heron, Parker, and Music. Heron was starting toward the back of this group. He's up into the front. I'm sorry. This was very important science that we were doing, but this is more important because this is what we're here for. Anywho, Raul Heron gaining a couple spots there, I think. I believe he gained 2 spots there between all of that chaos. Sergio Lindo losing a couple spots. Josh Parker only losing 1. Steven Music, unfortunately, not able to gain any spots. And I don't know if he will be able to, given how this track works, but we'll have to see. All right.
So yeah, it is about 22 seconds. Looking at the chat, I put a stopwatch on my going to see when that was, and yeah, it's about 22 seconds. So good.
Right.
Good. I don't know if you already knew that from looking it up a previous time, or if it
I
was
just looked at
a
the
guess.
difference in timers between my screen and the stream.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, Steven Music going side by side with Sergio Lindo here into the start of the S's. We've seen some unfortunate chaos here happening, but
Oh, did you catch Mech and Thompson?
I did not happen. What happened between Mech and Thompson?
I don't know, but Tyler Thompson is now ahead of Chris Mack.
All right. Well, we were watching another battle. I don't know what happened here. I'm gonna see. Was there any issues between them? I don't see anything, so there wasn't any contact, thankfully. But yeah, so R.D. Thompson has gotten past Chris Mack. Yeah, so there's that. Also, we were watching the battle between Josh Parker and Penkovic earlier. I know that some of that was caused by chaos contact, as there's so much bunny hopping there going through the exit of turn 11. But Josh Parker is now 7-ish positions away from Penkovic now. But Penkovic losing possibly a position here to Brad Bertram here going into turn 12. He loses it on the entry, and he still loses it on the exit. All right, so pretty nice move there from Brad Bertram. Unfortunately, there's nothing really that Penkovic could do coming down that straight. Looking up front, as actually, no, I'm going to stay here as Penkovic fights it back around the outside. He doesn't get far enough ahead to force side-by-side through the carousel, but he is going to have a better exit through this corner just due to the way the Porsche works versus the Mustang. Unfortunately, not a good enough exit to fight it into turn 19, though. As he falls a little bit farther back now. But they are going to begin a battle now with Aiden Springer just ahead, who just went a little bit wide. Brad Bertram now with a possibility of a drive-through. Never mind. Okay, so there's still going to be a battle here, but Brad Bertram unfortunately has a drive-through penalty now. So that kind of nixes some of that fun. Please don't rear-end him, thank you.
Yeah, I do think Brad Bertram, whether or not he'll do this is another thing, but the smart move here, you just go ahead and back off. You got to drive through. You'll be heading down the order. Your main goal here is just to get around the lap without an incident, without more track cuts. And then, you got 12 minutes left to make the most of what you can after you drive through.
Yeah. Now we have 12 minutes to go in this race, so I'm quickly going to look at our top of the leaderboard right now. Jeremy Yarin, commanding lead of 11 seconds for P1. Jason Yarin in second with about a 5-second lead now on Mike Farrow. So last lap, not...
Oh, Mattisy! Look at Mattisy!
Oh no! What happened here? We're gonna see...
Oh, he went wide on the exit of the last corner, and he was just bouncing over the curbs, and...
Oh no! So thankfully,
it is what it is.
Thankfully, he did not lose a position, but he will now have damage and possibly some nerves with
While
Sean
we were looking
Paul
elsewhere, Bertram and Penkovic were fighting some more. As, oh my goodness, is he going to get the crossover there?
No,
No, not quite.
Yeah, I almost think the best move for Bertram, obviously you never want to give up a position, and I don't think he will, but I would almost say just give up the position here, because you're going to lose more time fighting than you would by just letting him through. And you already know you're not going to keep the position.
And just look ahead at how much Aiden Springer's pulled away. Look, I mean, it's over a second gap now 2 seconds now as I'm saying this to Aiden Springer ahead. That's how much time they're losing fighting. You know, you gotta drive through. You gotta take what you can. Just let them through.
Mac, are you gonna answer Mason and his question?
Did Mason put something in chat?
It was a little bit ago, but yes.
You got 100% on Roblox Aura test. Thoughts?
I don't know if there are any good thoughts that you can make there. Meanwhile, Matt Mattisey going wide into turn 12. He's going to stay ahead, but he definitely has a whole bunch of issues right now. His tires are probably a little warm. We're going to go bonnet cam here as we watch Sean Paul fighting with Matt Mattisey. And this is, I think, the most important battle on track. There is still that four-way battle back for P17, but this is the one with the most points involved. Sean Paul not getting close through the carousel, but he keeps close enough that I think Matt Mattisey still is going to be under a lot of pressure. Let's see, is he able to do a good corner this time? Yes, he is. So no issues there through turn 20. And he's not going to be close enough, I don't think, to try anything into turn 1. But we'll go ahead and watch and wait to see what happens anyways. Yeah, not close enough. All right. Steven Sarver got past Paulo Reese. I'm going to quickly replay this here and see what happened. Oh, Paulo Reese, unfortunately, just having a massive tank slapper there. Really nice job to keep it going straight, though. I will say that. So very nice job there by Paulo Reese to keep it going. Yeah, Sean Paul still fighting with Matt Mattisey up here. And then we still have this four-way battle between Steven Music got past Sergio Lindo and Josh Parker. No, they were always out of that. Steven Music is unfortunately losing time behind. Drivers behind. Mac, if you wouldn't mind, would you go ahead and look at our speed trap times? Or speed laps. Our speed trap speeds. And tell us who the fastest three are.
Yeah. So the fastest on track is Josh Parker. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not super surprised by that. I've raced with Josh Parker a lot. He really likes the straight line speed, and he is that's quite some straight line speed there. I'm looking up and down the order. It's 270 kilometers an hour.
That's a lot of speed.
It's a solid 3 kilometers an hour faster than I've seen anybody else out.
All right, sorry, gotta replay this here. Sean Paul on Matt Mattisey into turn 12, gets it done in the braking zone.
It's not over yet though. When you get back to live, they just kept fighting it through the next corner, but into carousel, looks like it's finished.
By the way, it's carousel, not carousel.
Oh,
sorry. Anyway, continue.
But yeah. As far as other drivers, I mean, nobody is close to Josh Parker. He's got a 3 kilometer an hour gap to, 2 kilometers an hour to our second, who I believe is second. I can't sort by speed, so I'm just browsing up and down. But we've got Raf Cab of 268, which is also pretty dang fast. And then aside from that, we've got, I believe that there are a couple with 267. I don't see them anymore. I swore I saw somebody with 267.
Josh Parker has gotten past Sergio Lindo here for P18. They're still fighting hard though, and Kasarabi unfortunately spinning Sergio Lindo. I think he's going to let him back past though. Yes. Okay. So thankfully he's letting them back past. That is going to let Aiden Springer unfortunately get around Kasarabi. Maybe we're going to go side by side here through the carousel. Kasarabi having massive oversteer through there. He's going to stay almost side by side, but he's going to let the position go. Oh my word, that's a
probably a smart idea. Oh my goodness. And now he's under threat from Pankovic, who's a little bit further back through the final corner there. I think Pankovic will nudge him out on the exit. Just got enough that he can take the exit without having to worry about chopping his nose off. But yeah. Well, while we're talking, I'll go and talk. There. I can't find any drivers that are at 267, but there are a few at 266.
All right. Better question. Who's the fastest non-Lexus?
Fastest non-Lexus. Oh, now you're making me work for it. Okay, so that's a 261.
While you're looking that up, I'll go and talk over this battle here between Springer, Penkovic, and Kasarabi. Arabi trying to cool off his tires after essentially drifting through half a lap, but not able to fight it back here yet. Penkovic, though, right on that tail end of Aiden Springer, as there's a yellow flag for John Ansom, who is backwards through the S's. I'm not going to replay that, though. He's had enough issues today.
Yeah. The fastest non-Lexus is a tie between the Bentley of Tyler Thompson and the Aston Martin of Chandler James at 265.
All right. There you have it.
Beyond that, it's everything above that, it's just Lexi.
Lexi? Is that what we're...
It's Cactus, Cacti, Lexus, Lexi.
Okay. I'll give you that. Penkovic having a massive dive there in Aiden Springer, but not able to do anything. Aiden Springer maybe going a little bit deep, but not a massive issue there. Still, this is the... Well, it's one of the closest battles. The other close battle here is in the back. Steven Sarver trying to get past Aaron Kovac as Sergio Lindo... Yellow flag moment. I believe he may have run into the back of Aiden Springer. I'm not quite sure. He gave the position back and accidentally let Kasarabi back through. So I'm going to assume that's what happened, but I'm not quite sure. You know, we have another drive-through penalty for RAFCAP as there's a whole bunch of... Oh, no. More server issues. That was Sergio Lindo.
Okay, I think we're... Oh.
Kasarabi? What is happening here? He just rammed the pit wall.
I know Robbie drives on a controller, so I wonder, not a wheel, but like an Xbox controller type thing. I don't know if it's an Xbox controller, but so I'm wondering if there might have been some sort of issue with the controller there. That looks weird because in the middle of the straight, just went into the wall.
Yeah, I don't know. That is really weird. Unfortunately, there's another drive-through penalty here for RAFCAB. So that fight between him and Brad Garman is null and void. We are 3.5 minutes away from the checkered flag. We have a close battle up here for possibly P6. RD Thompson and Matt Mattisey fighting for P7, but they're not all that far behind Sean Paul. It's really going to depend on who makes the last mistake, as they are now within a second of each other. No other overtakes happening right now. The Yarn brothers are all the way up at the top of the racetrack, so it'll be interesting.
You gotta take that back. Kovac and Sarver fighting at the back of the grid. Just swap positions for a moment. I'm not sure who was at the start, who was in front to start, but through the S's, they swapped positions around a little bit. As we're seeing a couple of drivers seem to have connection issues. I think, yeah, Sergio Lindo having massive connection issues. He's only got a few minutes, so hopefully that resolves. But I really hope that the drivers around him don't have to...
I didn't know he had crab steering. Okay, Sergio Lindo, I'm just going to hope that he doesn't hit anyone, because he's right near our leaders, so please don't hit anyone. We did have... Oh, no!
Oh, no! Was that Hemian?
That's Dickhouse. Sasha Dickhouse in P25.
Oh.
RAFCAB into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. Chris Reaper, I'm going to quickly share this, is 2/10 away. Sergio Lindo unfortunately had those issues in one of our earlier races at Suzuka. But right now, we're not going to worry about that. Chris Reaper gets passed on the exit. He gets past Christian Dirksen for P11. So very nice job there. RD Thompson also really close here to Matt Mattisey here for P7. And I think we have one more lap to go. Jeremy Yarn has just gotten through turn 1. There's another yellow flag for Steven Music. I'm going to quickly replay this here. See what happened to him. Tank Slapper. Oh, no. Tank Slapper followed by murder.
I don't know if... I don't know. He was going really slow. Might not have had time to react there, but certainly unfortunate no matter what happened. We'll leave it to the stewards to decide as he somehow found his way further into the wall since we started the replay.
I think he tried to do a spin around to get back into position, but unfortunately not able to. There's a Steven Music still having issues getting back around. Meanwhile, R.D. Thompson's still trying to fight it out. I don't think it'll matter, but Jason Yarin's last lap was a 2:10, which is insane. And as a result, he's only 2/10 clear of Mike Farrow. Now, Mike Farrow does have at least two, it was three, now two blue flags ahead of him. So I don't think he'll be able to fight it back to try and get that P3 position, but it's going to be really close. You know, Kasarabi and Rafcab swap positions here down in P19. Penkovic really close to Aiden Springer now. I'm going to try to replay what happened with Kasarabi. Oh, I didn't go back far enough. My apologies.
After this, I don't think we'll have time for any more replays. I do gotta feel bad for Jeremy and Jason Yaron. They put on such a dominant performance, yet we've hardly put the camera on either of them because of
has
the
to drive
chaos.
through. No.
Not on the last lap.
You can't even fix that. All right, but yeah. So sorry. Yeah, as I was saying, Jeremy Yaron and Jason Yaron, dominant performance. I feel bad that they haven't been shown on camera too much, but here is their moment in the limelight. I'm sorry,
Jason Yaron.
I can't show that because Matt Mattisey just was side by side with R.D. Thompson into turn 12. I'm gonna have to show this this through to the end. But yeah, Jeremy Yaron coming across P1. Jason Yaron will be coming across in P2 by only about 2 seconds, a little bit less than that. And then Mike Farrow sitting there in P3. So very nicely done there by Mike Farrow to make that recovery drive. Juicy Jake is going to come across P4. I have to stay on this battle till the end, though, just to see if anything happens.
Got Paul will be coming up to the line next as he bounces over the curves heading in, but it won't matter. He'll come ahead of Mattisey, followed by R.D. Thompson. Then there's a little bit of a gap further behind before we got
Penkovic also
Tyler
has a drive through.
Thompson.
Oh
my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Oh wow! I've not seen that before. He's just wanting to give us a spectacle at the end of the race, I think, is what's happening.
I think they're getting lazy here at the end. They know they got nobody behind them, so they're really not trying too hard to optimize the corner.
I don't know if off-roading is quite just not optimizing, but yeah. So Yaroslav Koval going to be P13. Jeez, it's been a crazy race. Like, I don't even know what to say.
This has been an absurd race.
All right.
This is a historic race, in my opinion. This has been absolutely beyond chaotic. This is, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I don't even know what to call it.
I mean, I mentioned earlier, this track stopped being a temple of speed today. It was a temple of chaos. I do think, despite that, great entertainment.
Oh yeah, it was very entertaining.
I had a lot of fun watching this. I hope that the viewers did too. But we'll be moving towards the driver interviews. Right about now, yep. I believe, right?
I got to get my screenshot so that I can remember who to interview, but yes, that is what we are about to do. So we are going to start with our silver winner, Chris Mack, if he is in there. Yes, he is. So we're going to bring him up here to do an interview.
Congrats, man.
Sorry, Mac, or Chris Mack, we pulled you up. Congratulations, silver winner in P10 overall. Really good race today. Go and talk us through how it all went.
Honestly, I came into this race not expecting much. In the practice sessions, I was not doing well. I was not feeling it. I'm just glad it's over with.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that I think have that same feeling, unfortunately, for today. But so obviously today was a kind of chaotic race. I don't know how much of that you saw, but
after like turn 1, honestly, it didn't really see much.
That's good.
Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So obviously you got to P10. I know that I believe it was you who was fighting with Steven Sarver for a while before he had a series of penalties. How was that battle before it got cut short?
I know he was trying to pass me for a while, and I think I just was pushing it too much. I could start to feel the tread kind of wear out, and kind of slid, and I allowed him to get through. And from then on, I was just trying to keep up. But I mean, he made a gap in there, so I couldn't actually do that. But when I saw the DT pop up on the, was it the standings?
Yeah.
It's kind of a sigh of relief, but at the same time, like, I've got 38 minutes left, and I've got 2 track cuts, so I'm gonna have to be careful.
Did you finish on 2, or did you get a third one?
No, I finished on 2.
All right, that's good. Didn't have to finish in a sweat then.
Oh, I'm still sweating. I can tell you that.
All right, Mac, do you have any questions for our silver winner?
No, I think you covered all the bases. I think there's just one question left. Do you have anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, first, to my shout outs to my family that are watching: mom, dad, sister Bree. Love y'all. Troll Squad, whoever's watching. And to my teammate, Mr. Mike Farrow. He helped me out with this pace for a couple days ago or so. So it was kind of nice to see that it bore some fruit at.
Mike
at the
Farrow's
end.
your teammate.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna pull him up here right now to do his P3 interview, since we're gonna pull the teammate in here.
And shout out to you guys for doing all this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Mike, we're pulling you up early because your teammate finished silver. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. What's up, guys?
All right.
Wasn't expecting to talk to you today.
Oh no, we gotta pull you up here.
I was expecting you to talk.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, so Chris Mack already sung your praises, but we pulled you up here early since you're teammates, because, why not? Obviously, some chaos in qualifying is what I will call that. We're going to gloss over that for the moment, unfortunately, but great race overall with an amazing undercut strategy. What led you to try that?
I was kind of losing pace off my normal time. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gaining on Jake. Hopefully he stays out for like 2 laps. I could gain time on the out lap and following lap, and it worked out pretty well.
All right. There you go. Mac, do you want to ask Mike some questions so I don't hog the spotlight?
Yeah, so obviously you had not the best first couple laps. If I recall correctly, you qualified 4th, and then you were down to either 5th or 6th, and then you managed to get back up to 4th, and then back down, all in that first stint. So, like, overall, like, how do you feel like that first stint went for you, like, as a whole? Obviously there was some chaos in there, but what are your thoughts on that first stint?
I mean, it was okay. Yeah, I struggled a little bit at the beginning, just trying to be too respectful, I guess. I got 2 track cuts in the first 10 minutes, I think. So I was just trying to be super safe, and I said, screw it. If we're going to get it, we're going to get it. Just kind of sent it in the second stint.
Well, you did in fact get it. Toward the end there, like for most of that, or like at the start and the end of that second stint, you were really close to Jason Yarin. Did you ever think you were maybe going to get past him for P2?
I thought I was gaining time a little bit, but then I thought I was a little silly trying to push too hard and get the DT that late in the race. I was like, you know what? I'll just run 2:07.3s and hopefully Jake doesn't catch up to me at the end.
Understandable.
Blue traffic kind of got me scared a little bit. Wasn't sure if they were going to hold me up or not, but it is what it is. Got it done.
All right.
Well, you did mention being, thinking you might have been a bit too respectful. I would just like to say, I think that's a good thing. I don't know how much you saw. It was a very chaotic race. I know you experienced a little bit of that, but I don't know how much you experienced. So I don't think that being too respectful was a bad thing in this case.
Yeah, I was just hoping everyone else got their DTs instead of me.
All right.
And their time penalties at the end, maybe.
Yeah, well, I don't think the Yarins will get penalties.
There will be a few. I don't know if
think
it'll
so.
affect you guys, but there will be a few.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so we already asked Chris here, but we'll ask you too, Mike. Is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my wife and my son and that same Russian guy I mentioned last week.
No clue who that could be, but yeah. All right. There you go. Then, are you going to shout out your teammate too, since he did it to you? Or are you going to leave
Absolutely,
him hanging?
partner. Did he go P1 silver?
Yes, he did.
I did.
That's why he's up
Heck
here.
yeah, man. Congratulations, brother.
We did it.
We did it, baby.
I broke the curse of the last 3 races of dying in lap 1.
Woohoo! That's what we love to
Congratulations, man.
see. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to send you guys back down to your race review so you can properly congratulate everyone. But again, congratulations on your P1 silver and P3 overall, respectively. Hope to see you guys up here again in the booth here next week.
Yeah, we'll try.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Here's one. There's two. I hope I moved them to the correct one. But we are going to now go ahead and pull up the Yarn Brothers. And why not pull them both up since they finished P1 and P2? All right, we're going to pull you both up. There we go. Jeremy and Jason, we have you both. Can you hear us?
Yep. I can hear you.
All right, perfect. We're going to start with Jeremy since he finished P1 overall, but obviously a great 1-2 finish, great qualifying overall. Held pole by almost a second.
Dominant. Absolutely dominant.
Yeah, so you almost got your PB in qualifying.
Yeah, I know. I don't. It was a lot. I'm just very fortunate because I was struggling a bit during practice, and then I kind of had to go have a little meditation moment to calm myself down, and I'm glad I took the time to do that because I kind of zeroed back in and was able to do my thing, so I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. I do feel kind of bad about this because despite your dominant performance leading the entire race outside of the pit stops, you really didn't get much screen time, either of you. And I feel kind of bad about that. But, you know, we didn't really see much going on with you guys. You were off in your own realm. So we'll have Jeremy answer this first. And Jason, if you have anything to add, you can throw it in as well. But, you know, what was that like from your perspective? You know, was this a boring race? Was this an exciting race? Did you get close on track limits with for drive-throughs, or were you chilling out?
It's never boring on Coda. I honestly despise the track, and I practiced so much, man, over the 2 last weeks, and just. I ran 114 liters of fuel even though I needed 98 for the race, and that's what I drove for an entire week, and then I finally set up my quali setup yesterday. So all I focused on was keeping the tires, keeping the car, not overdoing track limits. I still got 2 tonight just on tiny little infractions, but luckily I didn't let it get the best of me and worry me. Second stint, I was pretty much chilling. I saw I had a pretty big gap to Jason, so I didn't sweat it too much. I knew that we were very similar in pace, but then I got a tiny bit worried when I saw him lay down the fastest lap, and I'm like, holy crap, that's actually pretty quick, you know. So, but no, I'm glad we both held it together, and yeah, I just want to congratulate Jason on his first podium in SRA. So
there we go. Congrats to Jason.
Congrats. So you're new up here. Do you have anything to add about that? You saw a little bit more action. You had a very short battle with Penkovic on track, I do believe, following your pit stop. Was there anything else that was going on there that made it more interesting? That might have changed your experience compared to what Jeremy experienced?
For the most part, it was just kind of coasting and hot lapping, like Jeremy said. I wasn't catching my brother so much, other than the few laps that I put down after the second stint. But he was, at that point, he was still 10.5 seconds ahead of me. So with 18 minutes to go in the race, I knew I probably wasn't catching him. So yeah, I just kind of held back a little bit just so the tire wear wasn't abysmal come the end of the race, because both of us pit pretty much on the same lap just after the halfway point. The only trouble I ran into was when I started hitting some of the blue flags. The blue flags held me up quite a bit. I was gaining about 2.5 to 4 seconds on some of them, and a couple of them did not let me by on the fast straight, and I was like 3/10 behind them, and I was kind of a little upset about that, but I held it together, and they ended up one of them let me pass on the fast curve, which was scary as hell because I was on the outside and just drifting every couple of seconds. So
yeah.
But yeah, I seen I can't remember who was in third at that point, but he was behind me about 5 seconds, and by the time I got past the blue flags, he was like 1.9 seconds behind me, and I'm like, I knew I had the pace to stay ahead of him. I just had to get past all these blue flags. So once I got behind, like some of the mid pack blue flags, I was able to at least put back in some 207 laps again.
There you go. All right, so last question that I have for you guys, and then I'll let Mac give our final one. So I believe you've now moved into the lead of the team standings, not by much, but I believe you have. And then Jeremy, you've gotten a good bit closer to Chandler James and definitely Mark Kazuba in the Gold Championship overall. I'm going to go and pull up our season calendar here. So our next two races are at Hungaroring and Nürburgring. How do you guys feel about your chances of either getting or keeping that lead through the next two races?
You want to handle this?
Sure. Yeah. I feel we both have the same. It's insane. We're kind of the same person when it comes to being on track because obviously we always have similar lap times and we always have similar track preferences. We tend to do well at Hungaroring. We both enjoy it. Mixed conditions will make it interesting. I think we do well in the rain for the most part. Jason much better than me actually, but Nürburgring is a bit of a challenge. The 488 is not super strong there, so it's going to take some practice. But I don't want anyone to underestimate how much the Yarans love drinking booze out of a shoe. So we're gonna fight tooth and nail to the end to try and make this happen. So
all right, well, I expect to see a lot of good racing out of you guys. Maybe we'll see the position swap for next race, like you say, with Jason being a little bit better in the wet, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'd love to see it for sure.
Well,
I'm sure Jason would also love to see it.
I've been aching to drink from a boot again.
Yeah, immediately progressing from first podium in SRA to first win. I think that'd be good, but I do think that there's just one question left for us to ask. Do either of you guys have any shout outs you'd like to give?
I'd like to shout out to my wife for watching my 6 children while I get to do this every Tuesday night. So thanks to her for that. Then I'd like to shout out to my brother, man. It's been a joy racing with him for the last
12 seasons.
14,
lots of seasons.
12, 13 seasons. It's been addicting, and we just keep coming back, and I don't foresee us ever stopping until SRA is no longer a thing.
Right.
And then we'll move on.
Very understandable.
And same to my brother. Big shout out. Best racing partner I could ask for. And shout out to my wife for just letting me be a child every week. And she's super supportive and loves us. And shout out to my buddy Jake, who's literally missed only probably 1 or 2 races in all the seasons that I've been racing. So he watches every single week and is super supportive. We talk about it every day at work, and it's a ton of fun. So I'm glad he's around and watching all the time. And just shout out to SRA for hosting us and letting us have our fun.
Yeah, and thanks to you guys for commentating. It's always fun to go back and watch.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch you guys race, especially since you're able to team up basically every single season. Mac and I tried to do that for a while, but unfortunately we like the exact opposite type of car, so it's a little hard to find common ground.
Yeah, that never helps.
Yeah, Jason really struggled with the 48 at first, but he's fallen in love now, so we're in good standing.
Forced love.
Anyways, something I have just noticed. I think this is the first time that both sets of SRA brothers are in the same VC at the same time. So I don't know. That's completely random, off topic, but interesting.
History.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
history for the record.
History has been made. That's right.
Put it on the calendar.
Our children will talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, it's been great having you guys up here. I look forward to seeing you guys battle out for the rest of the season with Chandler James and Sean Paul for the team and gold championships respectively. But I will send you. Well, I'd send you down to your race review, but it looks like it's over at this point. So I'll just let you guys leave of your own accord then. But it's been great having you, and good luck in the next couple weeks.
All right, thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
You guys have a great night.
You too.
Yep, appreciate you.
You
Good
too.
night.
Thanks again. Yep, bye.
All right, so a good battle coming up here. I want to quickly share the team standings again. Jeremy Yarn and Jason Yarn were 34 points behind. They are now ahead by some amount. I don't know by how much because the results tab hasn't updated quite yet, but you know,
Yeah.
it'll be
Well,
good to see.
I think that was a super exciting race. Hopefully, we've got mixed conditions coming up, which is usually a key factor for more chaos when we're looking at Hungaroring next week. But hopefully, it'll be a little bit less chaotic than it was tonight. But I don't think I will be there. So Trey, like, what do you think we could expect for the rest of the season? How do you think that? How do you think it might progress from here? Do you think we'll see more chaos, or do you think it might mellow out a bit?
Unfortunately, I think we're going to. Hungaroring as a track, you know this because, if I remember correctly, you absolutely hate the track of Hungaroring.
Oh, I despise Hungaroring.
That combined with the fact that it's mixed conditions, so not everyone will be on the right tire set or the right tire temperature or whatever, is going to make it insane for our drivers, especially if we go from really wet to really dry or vice versa. And Nürburgring is just tight corner on tight corner on tight corner. Someone will get taken out at every single corner. I can guarantee it.
Yeah. I mean, both these tracks are that way. There's a lot of tight corners. I'll be honest. I don't like Hungaroring. As far as I'm aware, that's an unpopular opinion. But I also know it can be a difficult track to overtake around. And combine that with mixed conditions, so you got mixed conditions, so people don't really know where their car is at, and it's difficult to overtake, which means they're going to be getting a little aggressive trying to get that happening. It is conditions for chaos, so I think he might be right there, but here's hoping we see a good race next week nonetheless.
Yeah. But so just to wrap it up again, next week we are at Hungaroring, so make sure to tune into that same SRA time, same SRA channel, or tomorrow, you can come watch Mac and I race in D2, also at Dakota, or you can watch D4 race at Dakota, or you can go and watch D1, as they, I believe, have wrapped up their stream of their race at Dakota, and I would assume that it went pretty well, or at least was interesting. At least I hope so. But anyway, it's been super fun having you. My name is Trey Morgan. I've been joined by my brother Mac. Do you have any closing thoughts here for us right before we head off?
No, I think that's it. So like and subscribe, as somebody in the chat recommended us say. But hope to see y'all tomorrow and or next week.
Yeah, it's been fun. Take care.
When I was just a new driver, I asked Coach Jeffries, what will I be? Will I be speedy? Will I crash out? Here's what he said to me,